Good afternoon, ACFE members. I am David Ferreira, the current president of the ACFE South African chapter. Over the past couple of months, South Africa has seen some dramatic changes in our economic environment, which has led to the ACFE SA Board of Directors asking the question whether we still have the right skilled people fulfilling the functions needed to help us move the industry forward. In order to do so, the board decided to consult independent experts to assist us with reviewing our memorandum of incorporation, our current governance structures, and lastly, perform a board performance review. The purpose of this video is to provide ACFE SA members with an overview of the findings made by Candor, the company that was appointed to perform the task set, and to request that you assist us in completing the survey to follow approving or rejecting the proposed changes and to implement it at our AGM this year, being on the 15th of September 2021. We hope that this video will provide you with the ability to make an informed decision as to whether or not you should vote in favour of the amended MoI and proposed added expectations set to those occupying a position on the ACFE SA board. Do note that the findings made from the survey will be audited by an independent auditors. I herewith want to introduce Candor representative Caroline Chalmers and Jasmine Forbes. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Yasmin, member of the Candor's Experience team. Candor Governance specialises in governance of organisations, information and information security governance, risk governance and ethical leadership. Candor aligns with best practices, absorbing the complexity and delivering practical solutions. The services we offer are based in the areas of education. We deliver learning interventions and blended learning. When we approach evaluation, we assess against any legislation or standard with a future focus on desired outcomes. And when we implement, this is supported by global best practices. We assist in the alignment of your organization strategy, your policies, your controls, and your procedures within your organization. I'll share with you the organizations that we have engaged with and who we continue to engage with. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Caroline Chalmers, another member of Candor's team. Candor was appointed by the ACFE board to review the organization's corporate governance and compliance requirements. We used as inputs the ACFE's governance and compliance documents, including the International Agreement, Memorandum of Incorporation, the organization's board organogram, as well as contracts and policies. More than the quantitative information, though, we spent time gathering qualitative inputs. We know that good governance is not just what one does, but also how one behaves. So understanding the motivations, difficulties, and comprehension of everyone involved was very important for this initiative. As such, we interviewed each board member individually and met with the board as collectively, as well as relevant members of the management team. The results of our assessment were based on this collective input, both qualitative and quantitative, and alignment with laws, codes, common and best practice. In reviewing the current corporate governance framework, we considered in particular the application of governance principles, appropriate governance practices, and overall board effectiveness. Firstly, to say that the board, as volunteers, is passionate about the sustainability and growth of this association. Many put in long hours above and beyond their responsibilities. The results of our work is a realigned structure with particular consideration for two findings. The first is delegation of authority and powers of the board to the management of the organization and the separation of governance and management activities. The purpose of this separation is to ensure effective accountability and transparency in the use of authority. In clear and understandable language, that is to say that everyone should know when they are doing and when they are directing, and not get the two confused. The second finding is the effectiveness of a large board structure. We have considered deeply the participation of the regions in the decision-making of the association and balanced this against associated risk. On this matter, we have recommended a separate regional council with both board as well as management points of engagement. Changes to the MoI will of course need your approval, so let me go through the governance and compliance changes and hand over to the board to explain the association's specific amendments. On the MoI, we found 4 areas of focus. First, of course, is to incorporate the corporate governance recommendations. Secondly, bringing in text in line with changes in legislation. For example, there are several SARS-related changes and text inclusions. Thirdly, as this MoI has been a long time standing, we did a spring clean, simplifying the language and structure so that it is logically ordered and easier to read. This means that it will be easier to follow for you as members and to take ownership of this document and accountability for your approval. Finally, we have removed text which could be removed out of the MoI and moved it into governance documents. An example being the process for the nomination and appointment of directors. This means that this process of reviewing and approving the MoI as governance circumstances change won't be as regular. Now we hand over to the President to explain the board's recommendations of in-principle changes. We thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Jasmine. After an independent facilitated review, the following key changes were proposed and approved by the board on the 21st of July 2021. Incorporating the updated corporate governance framework. Update the document to be in line with SARS, Companies Act, King 4 and other legislation. Simplification of text in the MoI to improve understanding. Consistency of terminology throughout the MoI. Ensuring that the ACFE SA corporate governance complies with that set out in King 4, and ensuring efficiency, objectivity and independence at board level. The following amendments were proposed. 1. Non-executive directors shall not serve for more than 9 years in total. The implication of the amendment is that individuals may not serve on the board beyond the 9-year term or time limit. This is to ensure the independence of the board. Members are divided into 2 classes, voting members and non-voting members. 3. More member participation at board subcommittee level, ensuring better oversight and independence. There will be documents sent with a survey that you need to review in order for you to understand the implications. For any questions, contact us. We look forward to receiving your feedback by completing of the survey as way of special vote. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you.